Well, hey there, football fans, and welcome to our post-game show. James Sharman, Brendan Dunlop, Jimmy Brennan, Craig Forrest, Dan Wong. Looking at your comments, the mail sack is active, as mentioned before. Let us know what you think, commenting wherever you like. All right, boys, we are one weekend down in the Premier League, and I think the most impressive team so far, with respect to Spurs, who are good on Saturday, and we'll get to them, I'm sure, on the podcast later today. But Man City today, Jimmy, were just outstanding. And listen, I think a lot of people are discovering Erling Haaland for the first time this weekend. I don't think they're disappointed. Man, what a performance. And so much for his preseason rust, shall we say. He looks all right, doesn't he?
You know, he does. I think when you watch Haaland there, and I think it's a first for a lot of people as well, because you never know how he's going to do in the Premier League. But to see his power and his pace, his movement, it was frightening. It was frightening just how quick he is off the mark and his finishing skills as well. And for such a big man to get in behind, especially his second goal there, and just open up his hips, place it into the corners. You know, he's something special, and I think he's going to end up dominating this league. And I know at the beginning as well, I was like, I don't think he'll score too many. But after seeing him today, it's frightening. How good he is.
Yeah, we should replay that from a week ago or so.
I think he'll get maybe 12 goals, 13.
Yeah. In August. Jimmy phones me during the game. He's like, I think he's going to get 25. I'm like, whoa.
He
looks so
special,
good.
isn't he?
He's good.
What doesn't he do? Where's the weak point? I mean,
goalkeeping. He's a really shitty goalkeeper. Horrible goalkeeper in training.
I bet he's not. He's huge.
No, he can't get down. His legs are too long.
He's a monster.
His pace, man. Haaland, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He's rapid.
Isn't he?
He scored that goal 1,000 times in the Bundesliga. And there's something you heard in the broadcast, the commentators say, when he gets his head down, like, it is terrifying. And he's just like this Viking gazelle.
Yeah.
He's like Usain Bolt. He's too big to move that quick.
Oh,
It's
crazy,
right?
I think, you know, if you're the West Ham defenders, you know, if you're Zuma and Johnson, I think the first time he opened up his legs, they must have looked at each other and went, oh, shit. We're in trouble here with this guy.
Yeah, he's 6'5".
Yeah.
And he's just blowing by these guys that are actually quite pacey.
They're quick. And they look like they were running in quicksand.
Yeah.
Question for you, Craig.
I know all about that. That's exactly what they look like. Yes, they looked like they were running in quicksand. Trust me, I'm the expert here. We got a goalkeeper, defender, a slow forward.
You look like you're running with a parachute on.
Fair.
Craig, question for you. I mean, how important was it to score from open play, you know, for his confidence?
Yeah, you mentioned that at halftime. Yeah, that was a big deal. Yeah. I think his confidence is just fine.
Do you know, I tell you what, see with West Ham as well, you know, when they brought in Skimica and they brought in Benrahma, I thought they looked like they were on the front foot as well, because they changed the formation as well. And they had a little spell there, and I went, okay, now they're, you know, they've paid the respect, and it's kind of like, okay, we're going to go for it a little bit here. And they opened up, and I thought, you know, they're moving the ball well. They got in the final third, created a couple little chances. But typical Man City, they kill that quick, don't they? With one quick break and the ball's in the back of your neck. As soon as you open up a little bit, they're so dangerous. Once you open up, they're done. You're done.
Yeah, it bursts a couple bubbles in West Ham's supporters, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So who's the Slovakian guy that they brought on? You said there, Jimmy? Skimica?
Yeah.
Don't you live in Woodbridge, bro?
Yeah.
Skimica, bro.
Skimica.
When they brought Skimica on, I mean, that's probably a record in the Premier League for the most inches of striker on the field at one time. Skimica, and I mean, that's almost 13 feet of striker.
Right. That's same though. Like, do you think Areola felt like a tit after he gave away that penalty, or?
Yes. Areola. Yeah, that's nice. You know what? You won't get this kind of post-match commentary on any other network, I can tell you that much.
No.
We were all thinking it, weren't we? We were all thinking it.
Yeah,
but what
he definitely felt like a nipple, that's for sure.
I'm the only one wearing a collared shirt out of the lot of you.
What are you talking about?
That doesn't count. It's that same zippy you've been wearing forever.
I know I should wash it.
I will say, did you find it disappointing that the Haalands began leaving to beat the traffic before the game finished?
No, his sun's off. See you later.
I know, but come on, you
won
got
the
to support
game.
the crest,
Exactly.
man. It's the name
off.
on front, not the back. Come on. Probably heading downstairs.
Your boy's playing. It's name on the back, isn't it?
Yeah.
100%, I guess so.
Yeah.
I suppose. I thought De Bruyne and Haaland looked really good together. I mean, listen, they discussed in the broadcast a little bit how difficult it is to win 3 straight championships. It's happened, I think, just once or twice in Premier League history. United did it twice.
Yeah.
And was it 5 times overall, I think. A lot of teams have got to 2, but again, that third, keeping that hunger alive, it is tough. In that regard, is that why it's so important, do you think, to keep the squad fresh? And why Pep is making certain moves that might raise some eyebrows? Let's talk about B's boy there, Bernardo Silva, moving out. And like, why would he moving out? But sometimes you got to make a few changes, I suppose.
Yeah, but I think his standards are always high. It doesn't matter whether he's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like he's always chasing the very best that he can make that team every single game. And he'll find something in that game that he won't be happy with, and that's kind of what Pep does. But they're a tough team to beat now, aren't they? Like,
wow, look at the players that are coming off the bench as well. I thought Foden was a bit quiet today.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he was very, very quiet. I actually thought he was going to come off a lot sooner than what he did.
Do you think he needs to find his role too? We talked about Haaland learning to play with these other players. Like, I still don't know if Grealish and Foden truly know how to play with each other. I think they enjoy playing with each other, but in terms of a system where now Pep is definitely watching them and with expectation, I just think that they have a lot less freedom when you end up with someone in between you like Haaland.
Yeah, it's different. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're a little bit more restricted, especially tactically, the way that he wants to play as well. You know, he's asking players to stay in certain positions as the play's building up, and then everybody's kind of interchanging. Certain players have to stay to keep the width, you know, and then occasionally you'll see, you know, whether it was Cancella, he was drifting out to the left, and then all of a sudden Grealish is starting to come into the pocket. So it's all strategic, and it's hard too because, you know, if you looked at Grealish as well when he was at Villa, I mean, he had a license where he can do whatever he wants, but now you're in a formation where you're playing with some world-class players and a structure where you've got to buy into the system. When the gaffer's asking to do something tactically, you've got to listen. And he did the same. He did the same at Barcelona as well. And I think it was with Henry and that. And Henry kept on drifting off, and he was like, "No, stay on the line because we have to keep the width. Let everybody else do the movement." And so you have to buy into it. And it restricts you a little bit, but then when you do get it, then you've got to make something happen.
You can see why someone like Zlatan would get so irritated, right? I mean, I guess he's short fuse anyway, but you can see why the allure of Pep, the guys around him, like it wasn't enough for someone like that. I wonder if Grealish like sits down, looks at his game tape and goes, God, for as much as I hated carrying Aston Villa and being the only guy, I kind of miss having the freedom to be the guy.
I don't know when he was picking up the Premier League trophy last year. I don't think he was worried about that. Do you?
No.
Probably not. No.
That's the thing, right? Pep's going to guarantee you trophies.
Walked off winner today. Yeah.
Really, and that's what you guys tell us. The one thing that is the most important for players is trophies. Get trophies, and you're guaranteed trophies with Pep. And he's probably the one guy, I guess Klopp you could say as well, but without doubt, there's 2 guys in the league that they're never going to have a player in their team that's bigger than they are. They are the face of the club. And that was the case at Barcelona too, to a certain degree. You argue Messi, obviously, but when Ibra came in there and started messing things up and saying, no, I want to do it my way. Like, who the hell are you? It's like, well, actually, Ibra, he is pretty big. He's the biggest personality and character and has most power in this club. So if a Grealish or anyone begins to question that, they won't last very long.
No.
He'll move them out.
That's
You're
true.
Muted, B.
A lot of clubs in this day and age, you can't say that. The managers back in the day, if you're screwing around, they just let you rot in the youth team. Now it's no, you can't do that. The guy's on 30 million a year or something. So
I don't think Grealish would ever challenge Pep. That's not what I was saying. But just in the sense of like, yes, but he went there for trophies. He wanted to be, you know, the guy on the big team. He's been the guy on a small team, but you're never going to be the only guy, right? And Jesus, it was one season, and now Haaland's there. Haaland's the new guy, and next season could be someone else. But I just think that I could see that growing old with someone who's younger, like Grealish, as opposed to at that time. Ibra, you bring up a good point, but I don't think that Pep was established then. Truly, when you say,
I think he was. He won trebles by that point.
Club.
He'd won trebles by that point.
I think it was still early in the sense that I don't know if he carried the same weight and respect that he.
Not the same. I mean, obviously he's older now. He's won even more now. But I mean, back then it was still Pep's team. He had changed the way that team played.
I could see
he did it with the B team first, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then carried that in, then brought in some of the young guys.
Brought from Xavi and Iniesta and
brought all them. Boys, so he worked with them, so he knew what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But not many guys had the ego of Ibra either, right? So I mean,
no.
Just by the way, an example would be Neymar. Neymar leaving Barcelona because he wanted to be the main man. Went to PSG. Worked out to a degree. He was the main man, but never, got beyond winning Ligue 1. And now he went
nothing
in the
to
end
do with the money,
trying to get Messi over there. Well, there's that for sure. But he wasn't happy being second fiddle to Messi, right? Being in Messi's shadow, which is kind of crazy because in the end he went out and got Messi. So, please, mate, come back, help us here. I've got to start winning Champions Leagues here. So I don't know. No. It's interesting, the ego. Just some stats from today's game, just to kind of compare the two teams and where City was today. 76% possession, 964 touches to 384, 831 passes to 257. That's a lot of passing.
Pass the leather off the ball.
That's an insane number of passes. Did you guys, Jimmy, have a total, like, whether it's sides where you wanted to get to? A manager was like, look, if we're doing everything right, we're hitting this number.
No,
it should be 300.
No, that never comes into the question.
No.
You mean a points total?
Yeah, he's asking, like, if the manager goes, hey, we must have 500 passes today, and everybody's going 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, 125.
No, but these guys now, right, Jimmy? Like Ten Hag and Pep, like when they look at that, there's a floor and an expectation that they have in their mind.
But that's not the one that they're looking at, right? You have possession with a purpose. There's a reason why you're keeping the ball. It's not just to say, okay, we kept the ball 600 passes. There's got to be a reason behind it. Why you're doing it.
If you were the guy that only had 2 of the 600 passes, then I wonder why you weren't so involved.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe if Mo had said, guys, we need 10 successful passes today, then the TFC would have been better off in those first year or so.
It would have been funner to call those games.
Yeah.
Well, boys, that's week 1 though of the Premier League. I think it delivered overall. Good games overall. I mean, good performances. We had some great drama. We're going to get to them all on the podcast later today. Should be available in your inboxes this evening.
Yes, Jody. Jody wants us to move on to Manchester United, but that's for the real show, the post-game show, the weekend recap show. That's Footy Prime. So subscribe.
Actually, we're going to talk about Brighton.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, we are. Yeah, more so than sorry, Jody. Jody the man, by the way, not the woman. I do apologize once again, Jody. But yeah, we'll check out the podcast later today. We'll have plenty of conversation around your team, I'm sure. But great first weekend. Lots of goals, great goals, debut performances. And listen, I know you guys love to talk about how important those preseason goals were for Haaland and how they count. I'd suggest that today's goals count a little bit more than those. But hey, that's just me. Hey.
Yeah. It's a slow start. He should have had 4.
He should have had 4, yeah. You're right.
Underperforming already. Not worth the money. They paid too much.
Not at all. 12 goals in the campaign, right, Jimmy? Hey, we'll see. Could be 12 goals by the end of August at this rate. Predicting sucks, doesn't it? It sucks. Yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, everyone. We'll do this again, hopefully very, very soon. The numbers seem to be okay for a first time with no promotion whatsoever. But hope you enjoyed that. And
we're used to that. We're used to that. No promotion whatsoever.
None whatsoever. Who needs promotion? Yeah. All right, boys and girls. Cheers. Bye.